A big part of my job is trying to connect people to services, and not in the traditional way of referrals, but actually bringing either the service to the person or the person directly to the service that they can benefit from.
How do you do that?
A lot of relationship building, both with our guests, the people, those that we serve. It takes a long time to build that trust and that relationship with them, so that they are willing to take advantage of what we have to offer or what we can coordinate with them. And it's the same on the other side with the service providers, building relationships, building trust, sticking with our commitments, and then it's just coordination. And so a typical day, it would be actually having things scheduled. So people who are past that and I'm taking them to either doctor's appointments or mental health appointments, or taking them to sit down and do an interview with a landlord so that they can try to find housing. A day where meeting new people, I would go into the woods around 9 or 10. I drive down and I park and I walk across the street and go into the encampment. Yeah, I just walk in. Always announce myself before, when approaching a tent or a site, and announce myself as Outreach Tom. And doing this for 3.5 years in this small community, most people know who I am. There is a large population of elderly who are outdoors, just because of funding. They're not making enough money, they don't have enough money, and rents keep rising, cost of goods keep rising. So if you're on strictly Social Security disability, your monthly payment is around $793, I think, a month. So anybody who hears that number says, "Oh wow," right? You can't afford anything with that. That's hard to get groceries on that amount if you have a family. So yeah, I think the uncommon belief is that it's all because of choice, that it's a choice for people to be outside, and that they could simply take care of it and resolve on their own if they chose to. But that is not the case. The minute you don't have a phone, everything becomes 10 times harder, right? Or take it back from a phone, a vehicle, and that you lose if you don't have a roof over your head. Everything is just so much harder when you take away one or all of those things. So we do it with harm reduction supplies. We do it with so tents, tarps, food, sleeping bags, umbrellas, ponchos, things like that we know people need, and just initiate that contact. I introduce myself. I myself was homeless for 2 years, about 10-12 years ago now. I struggled with addiction really bad, and I was homeless and was only able to kind of work through that and work out of that through the help of other people. And it wasn't necessarily any one specific thing that someone was able to offer. It was just someone being there on the other end of whatever I was going through at the time, that I could talk to, or that I could lean on, or just really just be in the vicinity of a healthy person. So that's where I try to start everything, is just being that, and then kind of let the guest, or let that person unfold or unpack however they feel comfortable. I'm actually coming up on August 7th. I will have 8 years clean and sober, and in early sobriety, I did retail management. I was a manager of a regional group of retail stores, and I volunteered here in Pottstown. I live in Pottstown, and volunteered, and through volunteering, when this organization was started, they were interviewing for a director, and one of the pastors told me I should interview. I did not feel qualified at all, but went through the interview process, 2 interviews, and got the job over 11 other people. So I felt that as a higher calling, God, calling me rather than me seeking it out, and it's really been a blessing. I mean, a huge part of my own recovery and my own joy and happiness comes from being there for other people, and reciprocating the grace and love that was shown to me. So it's just such a blessing to be able to do this.